Imagine that you are with your friends in the park, and your friends are Portuguese. But you have been learning Portuguese for some time, so when you meet them at the park, you know what to say, and you know what they're going to say. Good morning, how you doing? Those kind of sentences. Well, and it seems to be it's going to be easy, right? Because you have been learning that and you remember all those words, you understand the grammar, and you are confident that when they talked with you, you will understand. Are you sure that this is what's going to happen? Olá, I'm Sara. I'm a Portuguese teacher. I'm Portuguese and I live in Lisbon. Well, if you can hear the back noise, welcome to my neighborhood. If you live in a Portuguese neighborhood and there's a park nearby, for example, like in my case, you can see my window. There's a park over there, and there's a school on the other side, and it's the end of the day, and I can hear the kids screaming and playing, etc. So, welcome to Portugal, welcome to the Portuguese world, welcome to my neighborhood here. So, if you want to go, for example, to the park, like here, I have a park outside my place, and you want to meet your friends, right? But if you have been learning Portuguese for some time, especially if you have the chance to talk with a Portuguese native speaker, you already noticed that the way they speak is not exactly how they write. And besides this, the Portuguese that you learn in your textbook and in your class is not the same that your Portuguese friends speak or your Portuguese partner. The real world Portuguese is actually different from the Portuguese that you learn in class, and it seems to be like a different language. And I understand that this can be quite frustrating because you have been learning for some time, you're taking time, effort, you're paying money, courses, teachers, etc. to learn. But when it comes to the time that you need to speak and have a conversation, you don't understand what they're saying, right? And this also happens with basic things like greetings. And you're like, I've been learning Portuguese for this couple of months, and why I'm still struggling with greetings. So today's video is going to be greetings, but in a way that probably you never saw before, because I'm going to show you how we greet, but the speed, how the Portuguese greet and they eat letters at the same time. So of course I'm going to start with the basic sentence, but I'm not going to speak very slowly for you to understand. I will say it first slowly, but then faster, because you need to be exposed to real life Portuguese if you want to understand the Portuguese in the real world, in any kind of shop, stores, shops, wherever, on the street, your friends, your Portuguese friends. So let's do it. I'm going to show you here a couple of sentences. So look at these sentences. Are they familiar to you? You have the sentence or the expression and the translation in English. So you have olá, bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, tudo bem? Como está? Como estás? Right? Como estás? But the way we speak, it's just normal for us. Just normal. I'm a Portuguese native speaker. This is normal. The way I say it when I need to say this to someone is like this. Olá, bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, tudo bem? Como tá? Como está? Como estás? Faster, right? Than compared to the first way when I said it first, it was slowly. Okay, so what you need to do, and it's very important, and muito importante, is okay to listen to something slowly in the beginning But please, as soon as you can, switch to the speed, because that's what you need. That's what I do with my students, no matter the level. If they struggle with pronunciation, with something, I pronounce it slowly, but I tell them, even in the basic levels, this is this, but the native speakers in the real world, they're going to speak it fast, they're going to speak like this. Okay, and they get used to it from the beginning, and when the time comes they need to speak with a native speaker, they will understand. So, what is happening here? Olá. 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 Probably olá is not a big deal. And why? Because O, it's an open sound, and A is also opened. O, A. So, okay. How about bom dia? Bom dia. Bom dia. Bom dia. What am I eating here? So some of you, especially if you are really a beginner, when you look at this M here, bom, you expect this M to have a consonant sound, M sound, but it doesn't. This is a nasal sound. So it's bom, 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 bom dia, bom dia. And although these are two different words, when we put them together, it really sounds like just one thing, and this is how you should speak, should say it, and this is how you're going to hear as just one thing, a chunk. Bom dia, bom dia, bom dia. And what happens with Portuguese is that a part of that chunk is going to be higher than the rest of that chunk, the rest of the word. So here the highest part, which means the part that you are really going to hear it loud and clear, it's ia. Ia. Bom dia. Bom dia. Oh, Senhor João. Ah, bom dia. This is how they say bom dia. Right? Bom dia. Ah, bom dia. Bom dia. When they're very excited, the Portuguese say bom dia. Isn't it? Bom dia. Bom dia. Bom dia. Bom dia. And then, como é que tá? A question, right? So, always higher. It doesn't mean that we don't pronounce the nasal sound. We do. The nasal sound is not as higher as dia. Okay? So, bom dia. Bom dia. And we can apply the same logic with the rest. Okay? So, let's see. Boa tarde. Boa tarde. Ah, boa tarde. Então, como é que tá? Boa tarde. Boa tarde. There's always a part that is higher and the part that is lower. Boa. Boa. It's a, not a, so it's lower. How about tarde? Boa tarde. Boa tarde. Actually, we can do something here. We can just eliminate this vowel. Did you notice? Let me put it like this. You already saw the translation, right? So, we don't eat anything in olá and bom dia. So, let's stay like this. But in boa tarde, we have this that we, like every time we have this this is how we pronounce it. We eat it. We cut it. So, no here. Tard. Tard. You just hear the sound of the consonant D. Boa tarde. Okay? And the highest part of this word is tar. Tarde. Tarde. Boa tarde. Boa tarde. And the same goes with the next one. Boa noite. Boa noite. Boa noite. T. is the consonant, not the vowel. Boa noite. And noi is higher than t. Boa noite. Alright? How about this question? Tudo bem? Is everything alright? Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Então, tudo bem? What am I eating here? So let me copy here. So first word, tudo. Tudo. In this word, the highest part is tu. And then it goes down do. Tudo. And I pronounce it as u. And o in the end is pronounced u. But because this second syllable is lower, this u is going to be pronounced in a very soft way. And if your ear is not trained, you're not going to hear it. But it also happens that some Portuguese don't pronounce it at all. So it can be soft or it's not even there. Tudo. Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Or tudo bem? Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Right? And again, this M in the end is not a consonant, it's a nasal sound. Bem, 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 bem. Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Tudo bem? If you're enjoying this video so far, I have a lot of more videos about how the Portuguese actually speak faster and eating letters. You can check the description below because I have a lot of videos about it, including a full playlist. Okay, so you can check them later. How about the next? Well, very similar. We have the first one, it's formal, and the last one is informal. So what is going to happen here? We are going to say, como é que está? Whoa, Sara, that was too fast. Again, como é que está? Como é que está? You listen to me and you look at it and you think, it doesn't match. It sounds way too short. Yes, because this is what we do. Again, just like tudo, the word ends with O, we pronounce U. But sometimes it's so weak, so soft that we are so hungry, you know that Portuguese food, it's amazing. Portuguese love to eat. So we're going to eat letters as well. So we cut this. And because the M is there, a consonant without vowel, forever alone. And we don't want M to be forever alone. No. So sad. We are going to combine it with E. So we can pronounce como instead of como é. Como. How about the rest? This K, we have QU, and the sound is actually a K. A K, right? But the vowel, this vowel, it's that like in tarde, noite. It's that weak So we eat it as well. Como é. And está. So you see that está starts with that same weak So we eat it. Okay, so I can just do like this. I cut this. And then I just say está. Okay, está. The S here has the sound sh. Okay? The informal version of the sentence, which is here, como é que estás, is the same. Como, like this. Como é que estás? Como é que estás? And I can be even more informal and colloquial, because I can just say estás. Como é que estás? I can say como é que estás with the sh or without the sh, which means that I can eat this syllable completely Yes, we also eat syllables. So, como é que estás? Como é que estás? Okay? What else? Just more a couple of sentences that people say when they meet for the first time, or they meet and they check on you. For example, this one, então, tudo bem? Which is the same as before, right? Tudo bem? Why adding this então? Então. This então is like what's up. Doesn't really need to be there, but I can say então, tudo bem? Então, tudo bem? What's up? This word então actually means so. And when you ask someone, hey, what are you doing? How are you? Is everything alright? You can add this. Então, tudo bem? The issue with this então is, although we can say então, and we do say então, very often we can say this então in two different ways. We can say então, and we can say just tão. You will listen Portuguese saying então, atão, and tão. Okay? It's not just a matter of speed because I can say então fast. It's just things that the Portuguese like to do with words. And if everything was straightforward and easy, it would be kind of boring, don't you think? So someone can say, então, tudo bem? With this one. Então, tudo bem? Or, então, tudo bem? And of course, with the first one. Here. Então, tudo bem? Então, tudo bem? Okay? How about this one? Como é que isso vai? How is it going? How is it going? Como é que isso vai? Como é que isso vai? Now you say, Sara, I saw that como é que before. I saw that. Yes, you did. You saw it here. Como é que está? Como é que estás? So, just guess what's going to happen. Same thing, same logic. Como é que? Como é que? Como é que? We can cut the O and the we always cut. And como é que isso vai? So we just say one sound after the other. We don't stop, we don't pause. Como é que isso vai? Como é que isso vai? And again, an O in the end, it's U, which can be very soft, right? Very soft. Como é que isso vai? Como é que isso vai? And the next one. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? O que é que fazes da vida? O que é que fazes da vida? But just because we like to play with letters, with words, how are we actually saying this? So, o que é que fazes da vida? We pronounce U and then change this que to just a K because that's the que sound, K. O que é que, we eat the U. O que é que, another que. Fazes, you don't hear any E, just the consonant. So, fazes, o que é que fazes da vida? Okay? So, we cut this. All the we always cut O que é que fazes da vida? So this o que é que, what is that? O que é que, what is that? When we say it fast is o que é que. Of course, this one can cut. O que é que. So let me underline. O que é que is this? So way too shorter, right? O que é que, in the end, this is what we actually say, how we pronounce it. O que é que? O que é que? O que é que fazes da vida? O que é que fazes da vida? What do you do for a living? O que é que? O que é que? O que é que? What is that? What? O que é que? And the last sentence. And your friends will ask you this a lot, which is, how was your weekend? How can you answer this? Let me put down here. How was your weekend? Como foi o teu fim de semana? Como foi o teu fim de semana? So based on what we saw before, there are some letters that we can cut. Como, and also this one, de, and this u. So, como foi o teu fim de semana? Como foi o teu fim de semana? And this is how we actually say it, how we speak. We write in one way, but we speak in another way, okay? And this is something that you get used to. When we cut a letter and we combine words together, it's called connected speech. For example, what we do here is very, very, very common, okay? We connect words and we drop letters, and this is how Portuguese is. So, como foi o teu fim de semana? Como foi o teu fim de semana? Como foi o teu fim de semana? And you may ask me, Sara, you didn't add ek in this question, but you add ek in the previous one. For example, here. Como é que isso vai? Como é que isso vai? The truth is, this ek is optional, but is very frequent. Okay? So if I added this one here, it will be the same. So I can... Let me put the K. Como é que foi o teu fim de semana? Como é que foi? Como é que foi? Or como é que? Como é que foi o teu fim de semana? Como é que foi o teu fim de semana? I know that this can be quite frustrating because you haven't been learning Portuguese in a different way, and when you go to real life, this is what you find. But don't worry, because I'm here to help with this. I even created a whole course which is called Understand the Portuguese, because the goal is to understand the Portuguese. And in this course, you'll find a bunch of lessons about this. I use very frequent daily life sentences, and I do exactly this, actually in more detail, and I explain exactly what happens and why with every single letter that we don't pronounce, or we pronounce it very low, or a letter that we even change. Because this is a whole topic, there's a lot of things to talk about this, and that's why I did this Understand the Portuguese course. And also because everyone told me, Sara, I've been learning Portuguese for some time and I don't understand Portuguese. So I realized that this is a common problem, a common issue, and I thought I need to teach this. Okay? I don't teach everything I want to teach. I teach something that people need. People that come to me say, Sara, I'm struggling with this. What can I do? Okay? So what I suggest you to do is to re-watch and re-listen this, okay? For you to listen to me saying the sentences, and this way you'll get used to the speed, okay? And you get used to this reality of eating letters. And of course, check the link down below to check my Understand the Portuguese course, because that's the one that will help you solve all the issues with listening, with I can understand if I read, but I cannot understand if I listen to them. So this course was made just for you, Okay, give me a like if you like it, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, ciao ciao, see you there.